Mags, a frustrating defeat, obviously, in the FA Trophy this afternoon. What's the immediate reaction to that?
Yeah, there was some harsh words at half time and at full time. Our body language going into the game wasn't right. You know, there was a feeling of feeling sorry for ourselves, which is unacceptable. I think that comes from the situation that we're in. Obviously lost a couple of key players. Unfortunately, Joe Grayson's picked up a long-term injury at York. Tyrell's picked up a hamstring. So we came into the game a little bit underhanded in terms of numbers, and I felt the group went into the game in a state of mind that was unacceptable, and they were punished for that. So we, like I said, addressed it at half time, and I just wanted to see more fight, more intent with our play, to compete more, because Boston definitely had the edge in the first half in that respect. I felt like we started the second half better. Our play was helped by that. We were better in the build-up phase. Our passing was sharper. We competed for seconds better, and we were in the ascendancy. We got the goal, which we worked really well. And then within 5 minutes, I think, we conceded a sloppy set piece. And I think that we have been really good as a team that physically isn't the most dominant, but certainly over the last couple of seasons we've prided ourselves on the statistics in terms of not conceding from crosses in set pieces, but we fell back into that awful habit today, which I was really disappointed at. And then the game goes away from us, and the third goal is also a poor one from a defensive aspect. So yeah, lots of disappointing things that I've seen today, that in the build up to Braintree we have a free week that we will have to work hard to address.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's obviously a lot of frustration, but obviously you mentioned there in the second half, I suppose you get back in the game, have a bit of pressure on, get the equaliser, and then, as you say, the sort of couple of goals come quite quickly after that, and then undo any sort of positive start that you had to the second period as well.
Yeah, just killed our momentum. I felt like after the goal that we would then dominate the game and try and pen Boston back and create opportunities, but felt like as the game went on, we weren't positive enough in and around their box. Players had opportunities, 1v1s in wide areas. Maybe weren't positive enough with their actions, and we were wanting to go back and rebuild, and it was just too slow. There wasn't enough intent, and like I say, I think that comes from the body language and the feeling amongst the group at the moment, which we obviously critically need to address.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously it's going to be a question everyone's going to ask at the minute in terms of the recruitment sort of plan and process, obviously with a few departures of sort of big players of late. Obviously not going to get into any huge specifics, but how is that sort of process kind of going at the moment?
Yeah, positive on a 9. So I had a meeting with a player yesterday, and that looks really good. We're hoping to make it a permanent deal because we've only got one loan spot available. Obviously once the loan spot is then taken, we're maxed out on loans, so the players that we have to bring in have got to be either sort of free agents or free transfers, which is quite difficult at this time of year. So if we can make any deals permanent, then that's a real bonus. So that one's looking positive, and then we've got a couple more in the pipeline that we're working on that'll, in our opinion, will make a real difference to the group. A couple of players in particular with real quality, and we need it fast. You can see that not just from a depth point of view, but from a feeling for the group. When good players walk into the dressing room, the group gets a good feeling about it, and that's what we need. I think today is evidence enough of that.